Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another big exciting day in my kitchen. Where are we going? We're gonna go to Puglia, Italy, right above the heel. And we had this this salad actually a couple times, one at a restaurant, one at a friend's house. So it's really a Pugliese tuna salad, pasta tuna salad. And it's fun and it's easy and it's just perfect for summer. Let me go over ingredients. Let's start having some fun. First thing you're gonna need is some pasta. And you guys can use any kind of pasta you want in this dish. I've had it with spaghetti. I don't like it as much as spaghetti just because it's not as easy to eat. You know, you're trying to get that perfect bite. You can get the little springs, right? We're gonna use farfalle. I love the little bow ties. Aren't they cute? So we're gonna use a pound of pasta. Next, we're gonna need some tuna. So I got some canned tuna here, and I'm gonna use about 10 ounces, 12 ounces, so we got 2 cans of tuna, and I've got a white tuna. You can use really whatever you want. Just make sure you get a good tuna, good quality tuna. I love Trader Joe's. I think they're a fantastic store. I love their brand. I love their marketing model. I love that it's, you know, low on preservatives and additives and much more organic. So that's what I've got. I've got 2 cans of white tuna that we're going to use for this dish. Now, what's really big in Italy is white beans. You're going to see beans, and they add fava beans and all different types of beans to so many different dishes. So in this dish, and what they do in Puglia, you're going to add a cup to a cup and a half, so that averages out to a can of white beans in this case. Make sure you rinse them very gently. So what I like to do is I like to put them in a bowl and then just gently add water. Don't spray the water on the bean, it'll break up. And then just drain it a couple of times. So you've got some nice clean drained beans, 1.5 cups. We're gonna use some mayonnaise. Now this is an olive oil based mayonnaise, which I love, and that's really popular in Puglia, which is really the capital of olive oil in Italy. So we've got 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise in this case. Now you guys can use any kind of mayonnaise you want. Obviously I'm going to be biased towards olive oil mayonnaise, so that's why I got that. Now we're going to want a herb. We're going to add a little flavor, and what's really common in Puglia, very, very common with fish and meat, more so fish, is thyme. So in this case, I've got dried thyme, and I just want us to think about this. Remember, dry herbs are twice as concentrated, sometimes 3 times as concentrated as fresh herbs. So in dry herbs here, I've got myself here about 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme. That's all you'd want. If you're going to use fresh thyme, you could use a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. All right, so we're going to add a couple other things. So now I've got some cherry tomatoes in here, which are great, guys. You can add any kind of tomatoes you want. If you don't like tomatoes, don't add tomatoes. But in this dish, we're going to add some tomatoes. So I've got about 20 cherry tomatoes. We'll cut those in half, prep them up. We're going to add a little bit of a green to this. What I've got here is really a handful. I'm using Puglian measurements today. And in this case, I've got some organic spinach. So you can use arugula, which would be great. Spinach is great. Some other types of bittered greens would be great. But you don't want a lot. You don't want to overwhelm it. But you definitely want to add that color, and you want to add that flavor. And you're going to add just a little bit of a bitterness. And that's going to go great with the sweetness of the beans, the starches of the beans, as well as the tomatoes, the mayonnaise, and then the starches of the pasta. Next, we're going to add an onion. Now, what I've seen in all throughout Italy, and anytime we're doing salads, they love to use that purple onion. So it's got a little bit of a different flavor to it. It's not quite as earthy, but it's really delicious. So we're going to use a purple onion, a whole onion. We're going to chop that up. I'll show you how to do that. We're going to add some lemon. So we're going to add oil, we're going to add starches, but you definitely want to add an acid. So in this case, we're going to add a lemon. We're going to add the juice of a lemon, the whole lemon, and then we're going to add the zest of the lemon. And I love the zest. It's softer. The zest, you know, lemons are sunshine. They bring sunshine to your food, and the zest is softer and more delicate in the oils. So I like that as you chew, you're going to get a little bit of that lemony flavor in a, like I said, in a much more elegant, delicate way. And then the juice is going to pair as an acid along with the starch and the sweetness. So that's why you got to add an acid. We're going to add our salt and pepper, so fresh ground pepper, only way to go. We're going to add some salt. Today we're going to use a flaky, I'm all excited, I just got back from Italy, right? So I'm going to add some flaky sea salt from Sicily. That'll be great. Probably about 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon for the salad. And then remember, we're going to add some salt to our water because we're going to get our pasta boiled. We're also going to need some olive oil. That's going to be really important. That's another fat we're going to add. For anybody that's new to our channel, I own a farm in Italy. It's right in Puglia. In fact, that's where I spent the last month. It's right above the heel. It's delicious. It's authentic. It's Italian. I co-op with a group of farms in the area to bring you guys some of the best extra virgin Italian olive oil you're ever going to have. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, geez, I'd love to get some. And I'd love for you to get some too. So hit the link above or below or in the description. You can go to my webpage, Cooking Italian with Joe, where all our recipes are. Or you can go to our Facebook page, Cooking Italian with Joe. Just click buy it now. You can grab yourself a few bottles. We'll drop ship it right to your front doorstep. And I like to think of it as taking a trip to Italy right in a bottle. Guys, getting started, first thing you gotta do is you gotta bring this up to a nice heavy boil, which I'm doing right now. It's almost there. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside. If you got the water boiling ahead, that's great. Throw your pasta in. You're looking at about 10 to 11 minutes. Obviously, we're looking for that al dente. We're looking for the to the tooth. We're looking for a little bit of a bite. And again, you don't want to overcook this because you want it to hold up structurally, not just in flavor, but in the salad, because it's more of what we're going to call a hearty, fun summer salad. So while the water's prepping, I want to get the rest of my salad together. First thing, guys, we're going to do here, and just to make some space, I'm going to go ahead and throw that tuna right in my bowl. And I drained it, but there's a little water in there, but that's all right. Don't worry about it. Now remember, the tuna is going to be a little bit salty on its own, so we don't want to jump in and grab salt already. And sometimes the mayonnaise will have a little salt in it already too. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my mayonnaise in with my tuna. I'm going to go ahead and throw my thyme in. And why I like to throw my thyme in is because there's oils within the thyme, and I want to moisten that up and start to get those to release right now in the tuna. Now what I'm going to do is take a fork. I'm going to go ahead and break up my tuna. I'm going to go ahead and add some black pepper, probably a good half a teaspoon or more. I'm going to add a little bit more to the salad, but remember, all this is going to go through the salad anyways. Guys, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of my Vito and Joe's olive oil. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon to 2 of oil. Give that a nice stir. Good. That's good right there. I'll tell you, that alone would be delicious just to eat it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set this aside right here. Make some room. Next thing I want to do is cut up my onion. So I'm going to cut the top off. I'm going to leave the heel of the onion on. I'm going to cut that right in half. And then I'm going to give it a good peel. With the heel on there to hold it together, just put a couple slices through. I'm looking for a chunk, but nothing too big. And then what you're going to do is just going to cut across, hold it together. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a piece about that big, which will be beautiful. Nice bite-sized piece, and it'll spread nicely throughout the salad. Now, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take those onions and I'm gonna pop them right in there. Just try to break them apart a little bit. They're gonna fall apart as you stir it anyway. Guys, real quick, when I'm cutting that onion, I can hear the water boiling. So a couple of tips on getting some great pasta. Number one, don't put your pasta in there till you get a rapid boil, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second, but you want a lot of bubbles and a lot of movement in your water. Number two, you season your water to the sea. So as all the Nonas taught me, you season it till it gets about salt water. In this case, we're gonna add a good tablespoon of salt to my water, and I like to add it when it bubbles because it kind of stirs itself. And I'll give it a good stir before we finish. And I always like to use something like this, like a strainer and a spoon to pull any of my pasta, because I like a little bit of the water in there. Now we're gonna go a good 10 minutes to 11 minutes. This is a dried pasta. And again, we're going till that al dente. We want it to the tooth. We want it to have a little bit of body to it, and that's really important in a pasta salad. Couple other tips that makes this come out great. Tell you what makes your recipe come out great, which makes it delicious, is when you subscribe to our channel. So make sure you guys hit that red subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and give me a like. And that has a lot to do with sharing our recipes with other people, and it means the world to me. A big shout out and a thank you to those people that are already a subscriber to our channel. But to all of us, when you subscribe, hey, it makes you part of the family. And that's really important to me, and it really means the world to me. Second, guys, don't forget, grab yourself some olive oil. You probably already did. I can actually hear it being shipped. All right, so let's get our pasta going in here, and let's finish up our salad. The key here, guys, is not to add oil to your water, because oil prevents flavor from being absorbed into your pasta. You don't want to coat it with a fat. What you want to do is you want to have a lot of water. You want to have it boiling, and then you want to stir it. So you're going to stir it 2 or 3 times. And when you do that, it's never going to stick. You have nothing to worry about. The only time you add oil is after you take the pasta out. Okay guys, my tuna's set. I've got my onions, everything's pretty much separated. I'm gonna go ahead and slide that off to the side. The next thing I wanna do is get my lemon ready. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my lemon zest right in my tuna. We're gonna do the whole lemon. Oh, I'll tell you, the aroma of lemon. It smells clean and fresh. Like I said, it literally is adding sunshine to any recipe. Cleanses that palate. Brightens flavor, so it takes other flavors. Like, guys, I give my pasta a good stir. Don't forget your pasta. While I'm getting some juice, I'm gonna get my juice ready. Grab a dish. Go ahead, get my lemon juice in there. And again, this is gonna be our salad dressing. Guys, I'm gonna stir the lemon zest in my tuna. Guys, as we wait for our pasta to be fully cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my tomatoes in half. I'm not gonna put them anywhere. I'm gonna add them to the salad. I don't wanna get salt around them. It'll leach out the liquid of the tomato, creates a soup, and we don't want that. But I'm just getting everything ready, save a little time. Tomatoes are done. I'm gonna go ahead and slide these right off to the side. And what I'm gonna do with my spinach is the same thing. I just wanna cut the spinach in a rough cut. A lot of times in Puglia, they'll actually tear it. But I'm just looking so I don't have a huge piece. Make it easier to bite. So some of those big leaves, just cut them in half. Spent about 11 minutes. This is done, we're ready to go. So you're gonna tell when you take the pasta, see how it starts to jiggle, but it still holds its shape? You know that's good. Now we want to stop this cooking immediately, so I got to add cold water to this instantly because I want to stop the cooking process. Normally we don't want to do that because we want to keep the starch as a flavor to any dish, but in this case we got to stop the cooking process. It's just add some cold water, as ice cold water you can to the pasta, and then once it starts to fill up, really gently give it a stir. Guys, I'm gonna let this go just for a couple of minutes, drain it out a little bit. And what I'm looking for is the pasta to be cool. And it's perfectly cooked. You see how it's keeping that shape? Especially here in the farfalle, in the middle of the bow tie. When I squeeze it, it's still got that beautiful rigidity to it. So I know it's in that al dente stage. Guys, it's been a good 8 to 10 minutes right now. Everything's nice and cool. Now I wanna strain my pasta. Just remember, any pasta that's a fun shape, there's a lot of water in there, so give it a shake gently and move it around a little so all the water comes out of those little crevices. Guys, I've got all my ingredients and I'm ready to go, so let's start putting our salad together. First thing I'm gonna do is put my tuna right in my salad bowl. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and put my pasta right in there. Guys, full disclosure, my bowl's not big enough and I can't get a good stir, so I had to switch bowls on us. Okay, that's a lot better, so I'm gonna give it a nice, gentle stir. Next, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some salt, probably about a half of a teaspoon. I'm gonna add a good half teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. I'm gonna add my beans. I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of Vito and Joe's extra virgin Italian olive oil. And I'm gonna add my lemon juice. And essentially we're making our salad dressing right inside the dish here. And now guys, I'm gonna add my greens and my tomatoes. Give it a nice stir. I added my greens and tomatoes strategically last because as I stir it up, I don't want the tomatoes to give up all their water and I don't want to break up all the green. I tell you, I feel like I'm in Puglia right now. Literally, that's how they serve it, right there in the dish. Guys, favorite time, taste time. All right, so what do you say? So I'm gonna go ahead and get a good heavy spoonful in my dish. How delicious is that? All right, so I gotta hit it. I need some pasta, I need some bean, I need some onion, I need a tomato, I need some spinach, and I need some tuna. I think I got the perfect bite right there. What do you say? You guys ready? Smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision, share-o-vision, cooking Italian with Joe style. Oh yeah, the lemon hits you right away, the tuna, the tomato, the pasta. It's so bright. It's cool. You get that spinach marrying well with the tuna, the onion, the olive oil, the salt, the pepper, the lemon. Comes at you gently, but it's all the way throughout your palate. The pepper and the seasoning is just great. And you got a little bit of the mayo, which I like, you know, with the tuna. It's not too much. And I love that bean. The bean adds like almost like a creaminess to it because there's so much starch. So as it's mixing in your mouth, the bean starts to break down with the pasta. And that purple onion is great. It's not too strong. There's not too much. And then you just get that tuna. The tuna isn't the first thing that hits you, but the tuna comes in and it just tastes delicious. And it's marrying with the thyme, which is perfect because we flavored or seasoned the tuna before we added it to the salad. Guys, a delicious salad from Puglia. Puglianese Tuna Pasta Salad. Just fantastic. Guys, a couple more things to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and the thumbs up. I'll tell you, it means the world to me when you subscribe to the channel. And like I always tell you guys, hey, it makes you part of the family. Also, if you haven't ordered any olive oil, hit the link above, hit my Facebook page or my web page, Cooking Italian with Joe, and make sure you grab yourself a few bottles of Vito and Joe's extra virgin Italian olive oil. Love to drop ship some right to your front doorstep. And last but not least, guys, one of the most important tips I can give you, and the main reason I do my videos is, you know, frequently, once a month, a couple times a month, get around the table with your family. And why is that so critical? Because you're gonna celebrate your heritage, whatever that is, doesn't matter. And more importantly, you're gonna set some traditions that are gonna last you a lifetime. I know they did for me. Hey guys, from my kitchen to yours, until next week, mwah, buon appetito.